Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Stop looking at this spot, Pete.
Oh, sorry, are we live?
We are live. Please
Oh,
do not
shit,
swear.
sorry. Oh,
my
already.
God.
Oh, no.
From now on,
Can we-
the usual rule applies. If he swears, I'm allowed to hit him.
Can we start again?
No.
I wasn't ready.
No, we're fine. We're going for
Right,
it. We're going
okay
for it.
then.
Welcome,
Right.
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
This is the 2014-15 season review. We're going to look at the FFUK mini league, and we're also going to look at fantasy football in general, and then the Premier League season. So that's where we're going to go.
Yes.
Shall we start?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, right. So let's start with the FFUK Fantasy Football League. Been another good season. Record
Yes.
numbers this season.
Exciting.
Very exciting, and it was all dominated really by one man. Not Pete's, not me. In fact, it was Neil Stewart,
Yes.
who he won the league. He won one of the Manager of the Month scores. He got the best game week score, and he got to the semi-finals in the cup. So all round, dominated the league.
Excellent. Sterling work.
Don't know if we should invite him next year. To be honest, we probably should have.
It brings up the standard, though, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Which
And
is useful for some of us.
special note to his brother Jamie, who finished second. So
Yes,
Stuart
fair
double.
play.
Stuart double at the top of the league, pretty impressive. So they're the men to beat next season, everyone.
Yeah, and one other.
No, just them two, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you beat one of them two, I think you'll probably be doing pretty well next season. Maybe we'll try in the next video to get one of them on.
Yeah, we should do an interview.
Have a bit of a chat, find out.
Oh, I'd love
their
that.
little hints and tips. We can do that with Google Hangouts. So
that would be great.
we'll try and do that next time. Also, Mark Leatham beat Jason Beale in the cup, so well done, Mark. Another prize for that. Unfortunately, myself and Pete didn't really feature anywhere in the prize winning this season.
I was close.
We thought we'd give everyone else a chance. Pete, where did you finish in the league?
Are you talking about in the
FFUK mini league? Out of 109, where did you finish?
You're talking about the actual position I?
That's how it works.
Because it doesn't really count as far as I'm concerned.
It's kind of what the point of the game is, though, isn't it?
Well, I wasn't playing the league.
So where did you finish in the league?
Well, 93rd.
93rd, and I know that positions 94 downwards haven't bothered playing.
That is not true.
Well, I believe it is. Anyway, there's a lot to improve on for you next season.
Yes, plenty.
Like
I like the season.
Like every season.
Didn't get relegated, so.
Would have done if there was a relegation, but yeah, yeah, very impressive. And also, Manager of the Month, Matt Cox won that award as well. So that's all the prizes pretty much for the season done. Let's move on to our best and worst moments of the fantasy season. From a personal point of view, Pete's got a lot of worst, so I've had to narrow it down to one. His worst, but he could do a top 100 of worst, really, if he wanted to, I guess.
It's a bit sort of centred on me at the moment.
Well, that's why we're just keeping it to one.
So should we start with best?
Let's do your best moment, yes.
Okay. Well, my best moment was when I nearly won Manager of the Month.
Wow, that's really impressive. And when was that?
It was the third week in March.
So Manager of the Week, you mean?
No, okay, if I'd had a good week
I see.
in the fourth week of the month, I would have stood more chance of winning.
Oh well, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, my best moment was getting on Harry Kane. I got him in when he was at his lowest price, and he was the person for me who went up the most in value over the season.
Okay.
So that was my best moment.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, it's quite impressive. It's better than me saying, well, when I nearly won something. Anyway, so that's best
happy.
moments. Let's do your worst moments.
I have, as you say, actually, I have a lot of worst moments. I found it quite difficult to think of a best moment because I didn't really have any. I'll be quite honest. I felt I was always.
I think the third term is behind the eight ball.
I had a bit of a Sunderland season.
You have a Sunderland season every season.
Yeah. So, sorry, what was it?
It's your worst moment.
Oh, my worst moment.
Number one worst moment.
Number one worst moment, which probably turned my season for the worst, and very early on, was when Chris told me to transfer out Diego Costa and 4 other players who scored when I was using my first wild card because I had injury problems, and then I ended up having to transfer back in all the players that he told me I shouldn't have in my team.
I'm not sure that
There's
really
people like-
qualifies. That's not the reason you finished 93rd, though, is
Yes,
it?
it is.
Really? Well, if
Diego-
it is, then I'm going to take full credit for that. Thank you very
There's
much.
Diego Costa, and there was Raheem Sterling. You told me no, you don't want him.
Well, he's rubbish, so.
Okay. And Gary Naismith, of course.
Oh, yes. Well, you wouldn't have kept him much longer anyway.
Oh, I would.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Your main man.
I probably would have kept
Your
him
main
for a
man,
long
Gary
time,
Naismith, he doesn't
hoping
need-
that he'd score.
Okay, well, my worst moment, I had a couple really. I missed out on, I took Sanchez out halfway through the season and missed out on about 4 weeks of him doing ridiculously well before I just bit the bullet and got him in. That was
Right.
annoying. And then also, I had Remy for the last 8 weeks of the season. I don't know why. I thought he was going to play, then he got injured. Then I thought he was going to play, and he was still injured. And then I took him out, thinking he wasn't going to play, and he played and scored 2 goals. So that was mildly annoying, and I will never have Loic Remy in my team again. On the back of
You
that.
should be careful.
Well, he's never going to be first choice striker.
Not
at
for Chelsea,
is he?
no. I mean, you might put him in for another team, though, so
I might do.
don't
Yeah.
rule it out.
No, I won't. But for now, I am.
Okay.
Okay, so that's I think that's FFUK League done. We'll come back to. Is there anything else you want to add? Any other notable mentions?
Yeah, I've got a couple that.
Okay.
I was going to say it was a shame to see that Jamin,
Benjamin Radjenovic.
and Kane Sinclair, who were in the top 10 for quite a time, didn't end up doing any prize winning.
So would you say they bottled it?
I'd say they did, yeah.
Yes, they did. Unlucky guys. Next season, try not to bottle it when it gets to what do they call it, squeaky bum time.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a different note, I think there's not a lot of difference between 24th in the league and 93rd. Either you win a prize or you don't. I didn't win any prizes. I was close.
Yeah, but I can.
That's all I want to say.
I can sleep every night knowing that I finished in a respectable position, whereas it must keep you awake at night.
No. Are we going to talk here about players that were particularly good in?
We can do, yeah.
fantasy
Let's
football?
do it. Yeah. So your best. Who was your best player then this season?
Oh, I don't have one really.
All right, well, what were you going to say? What were you about to say?
Harry Kane, obviously.
No, the thing with Harry Kane is he didn't start playing until November.
Yes.
And the last 3 months of the season, he wasn't hitting the heights that he was around Christmas and over the winter.
But so many people must have kept him in,
Yeah.
thinking,
I think he did really well, but it was half a season he did well for, and we've seen before players have half a season, good seasons.
Mhm.
Nasri has done it. There's players that have done it over the years.
It's okay.
He needs to build on that next season. He needs to have a
be more
good
consistent.
full season. If he scores that many goals over a full season, I actually think arguably he'll have done better next season because it will show consistency. At the moment, he's a flash in the pan.
There is.
He is.
I'd say it's a bit better than a flash in the pan.
Okay, a fire in the hole.
That's something different.
I know, but I like the phrase.
Also, Charlie Austin, of course, did very well for the relegated QPR.
Shout out to Charlie Austin. Excellent.
Yes. If you're watching, well done.
Eden Hazard obviously stole the show.
Yeah, of course.
Sanchez was right up there.
I haven't mentioned some of the key players.
We will come to them a little bit, perhaps.
I was talking more about fantasy surprises.
Yes, I mean the Southampton defence, including their goalkeeper, were outstanding. I didn't get on them until about Christmas time, which was a massive mistake for me. Who else had a good season? John Terry, I think he was a stalwart, had a great season, along with Ivanovic. All the Chelsea players, but we'll come on to Chelsea. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten. Okay, so let's move away from the fantasy football mini league.
Okay.
Actually, before we do that, I've got one question for you, Pete.
Yeah.
Next season, what is your one resolution?
I'm sorry, I'm not giving any secrets away.
Well, no one wants to know how to finish 93rd.
No, I've got a whole new agenda for next season.
Okay, as you do every season.
Next year it's gonna be completely different. I'm gonna be like Everton next season.
Well, they didn't do that well, did they?
No, but they're a lot better than Sunderland.
Right, so you're going for kind of mid-table mediocrity.
I don't know. I'm being realistic.
Okay.
I'm not going to suddenly jump from being Sunderland to being Manchester United. You know, let's be realistic. I shall go for 7th place.
7th out of how many?
20. Metaphorically.
Oh right,
speaking.
so that would if you extrapolate that over to 100 people, you're looking at kind of 40th to 50th place.
Yeah, I suppose so. And maybe an odd prize.
Well, it's good to aim high, isn't it, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. 40th or 50th, just the dizzy heights. Okay. Well, I'm aiming for first next season.
I'd say it's about 35th.
35th. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it
for
actually
you that would be amazing.
7th equates to out of 135.
Well, there's 109 though, isn't there? So next season we want to get more. We want to have 120 plus in the league.
That would be great.
So actually, anyone watching this, if you want to join or you know other people who want to join, you can be an agent. But at the end, we'll go through a couple of things for next season for the fantasy league. But let's have a look at the Premier League now, just as a whole. Page 2 of Pete's notes. Premier League review of the season. So obviously Chelsea won the league, fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. Well done, Chelsea.
3 cheers for Chelsea. Well, just
solid.
Just one.
Whee!
Solid.
I didn't mean it literally.
No. It was the usual suspects who finished top 4. I don't know if anyone really thought that Manchester United weren't going to finish top 4. Perhaps they were the only ones who weren't nailed on. But Arsenal and City were.
They had some rocky moments.
They did. Well, City did as well, and Arsenal did. But they all came through. I think the best 4 teams in the league finished top 4. Liverpool,
as they usually do.
Liverpool bottled it. After last season's
I've got
impressive
Liverpool on mine. That they were quite rightly rubbish, as we sort of suspected they would be, without
Suarez.
And Suarez.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know about Sturridge so much, but Suarez.
He only played for like 2 games.
Suarez is a great player.
He is a superstar.
Them without, and they lost Gerrard this season. I think they treated him abysmally. The media went way over the top with Gerrard, like all the sycophantic stuff about how much of a legend he was.
What, when he said he was leaving?
When he was the last kind of 6 months of the season.
Right.
But Liverpool themselves, he was the top. I think Gerrard was the top scorer for Liverpool this season. You don't get rid of your top scorer, however bad your season's been, and he is still better than most of their midfielders.
Very silly.
And they just, for someone who is a club legend and people bang on about him all the time, Liverpool treated him poorly, I thought, and Brendan Rodgers especially poorly because he barely played him. And
they're actually going to need to be very careful if they do, as there is lots of gossip about, get rid of any players. Namely
I don't think
Sterling
they can. I don't think they can.
Exactly.
Well, if they get rid of Sterling,
they're going to really struggle.
Yeah. Well, they're already going to struggle. I think they're going to struggle to finish 6th next season. So, but there you go.
Because they have to completely
no
rebuild.
great shame there, to be honest.
Yeah, who cares? If anything, we're going to take enjoyment in it. Let's be quite frank.
Chelsea winning the league is brilliant, but Liverpool and Tottenham not finishing in the top 4 is almost as good for me, from my point of view. I'm not a fan of Tottenham or Liverpool.
No. Good.
Anyway, moving on. Arsenal yesterday won the FA Cup final, and from the way they celebrated, you would have thought they won the World Cup final. But
I know.
It's a big thing for Arsenal, winning a trophy, any trophy.
Yeah, it's like they've been reborn as someone that can.
And all I heard after the cup final was all the players saying next season they're going to win the league.
Yeah.
Now I think they said that last season.
Did they?
They did after the whole game.
Well, they did have a completely different season to previous seasons.
Did they?
No, they
no,
didn't.
They finished 4th again.
Exactly the same as they always are. Yeah.
But 4th is a trophy apparently.
Well, as far as they're concerned, it is.
Arsene Wenger's eyes, it is. Yeah. So well done Arsenal for winning
boring
a cup.
Chelsea, hey.
Obviously, Chelsea's ambition's a little bit higher than that, but that's fine.
Different league, different class.
In a different league, yeah. Okay, winners. So and we've got 3 teams went down out of the league. So bye bye to QPR. Good riddance. Who else went down? Burnley. Valiant effort, but not really good enough. And who's the other one?
Hull.
Thought they were going to be alright, but they had a terrible finish to the season.
Yeah. Well, they had a terrible run in, didn't they? And they.
Well, they did, but you had teams like Newcastle who weren't winning. It was Leicester really who did the amazing
escape.
Leicester
did the work, yeah. And fair play to them.
Yeah, and a quick shout out to my uncle Dave Jacobs, who's a big Leicester fan. Finished 109th.
Shout out to Dave Jacobs.
Finished 109th in the league out of 109.
Really?
So yeah, he didn't play.
Legend.
Never played after about the second week. Wasn't really into it.
Bit of a poor show.
Well, probably only about 20 points behind you. But anyway,
that may well be true.
So we've got 3 teams next year, brand new teams coming up. We've got Norwich, the Canaries, Bournemouth, the Cherries, and Watford, the Hornets.
Come on, Watford!
And obviously we're in Watford doing this video now, so
yeah, and
the streets are lined with Watford fans.
It's
aren't they?
an exciting place.
Oh yes.
It's like,
what did you call it earlier? Place of style and culture? Oh no, no style and no culture.
It's still really good that Watford have gone up.
It is good because it means that
I'm in walking distance actually from Vicarage Road.
For Watford Chelsea.
Yeah, we should
definitely.
do. Yeah, let's go there.
Maybe a couple of other games as well. We could watch Watford beat Arsenal or something like that.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Okay.
Of course, things are a little worrying for Watford coming up, but
I think
we'll get to that next season.
They might be going straight back down, but yeah, that's all right. That's fine. We're not Watford fans, so okay, right. Player of the season, Premier League Player of the season. It went to Hazard officially.
Yeah.
And you can't really argue with that, can you?
No, I've got a few other players that I'd like to mention. Well, I think Fabregas and Matic for Chelsea.
Yeah, but let's not make it a Chelsea loving.
Okay.
Right, next question.
Yeah.
No, I think Sanchez has got to be up
Sanchez has had a first season as well, and what a great season.
After that goal yesterday, I mean that's as good a goal as I've ever seen in a cup final.
True.
Better than Gerrard's in 2006. Better than Di Matteo's, which was just about right at the beginning of the game against Borough. It was. I mean, Ricky Villa scored a very famous one back in the 80s where he wriggled through people. But I think Sanchez's goal could be the best goal in a cup final ever, in a FA Cup final ever.
It was wonderful, yes.
So I think you couldn't go wrong really with him, and he's been an amazing buy. I mean, if I actually think if maybe City had got Sanchez, they would have run us a lot closer this season.
Absolutely, yeah.
They missed a player like that, really.
Well, and it was Yaya Toure for the most part of their season, I think.
Yeah, he's more of a central midfielder. But okay,
well,
goal of the season. Let's talk about it now.
They missed his form, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was a bit cold, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Goal of the season.
James against Uruguay.
Wasn't this season? That was last season. The World Cup's at the end of the season. Then it's a new season.
I've sort of tagged it on there because otherwise I don't really get to mention James at all.
You mean James?
James.
I don't know who you're talking about.
James Rodriguez.
Oh, James from Leicester. Andy James.
No, James Rodriguez.
Oh, James Rodriguez.
Colombian,
plays for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Him. Yeah, he scored a good goal. But that was
favourite.
last season. That was last season.
Alright, whatever.
Goal of the season this season? You not got one?
No.
Okay. Mine would be Charlie Adam.
Yes, that was very impressive.
Amazing goal.
I did have a look at them, but nothing really gets me like excited and emotional enough to
not like James.
To put my no, nothing like that.
Okay, so I've gone Charlie Adam.
It was a stunning goal. It was a stunning goal.
Next season, who is going to finish top 4 and in what order?
Well, I think United are going to be stronger next season. I think they have to sort out their attacker issue, and I think they will, to be honest.
I saw rumours in the paper today that Falcao was going to go to Chelsea.
Yeah, I've heard rumours of that.
I guess he would be a third choice or something, but still, I don't know if that's what we need. Anyway,
he should be a number 1 choice for someone, though.
He's not the player he was, though, is he? He didn't look. He reminded me of Torres. Coming to Chelsea, he was.
Well, that would be a very bad move if we brought someone like that.
Exactly. I'd rather we
imported from elsewhere if we're going to do
that.
I'd
quite like us to sign Griezmann and bring Bamford back in personally. So we've got Bamford as number 3, Griezmann from Atletico Madrid as 2, and Costa as well.
Costa. Yeah. If we could keep him from
and then even have Remy as well.
Getting injuries and red cards, we'd probably see a lot more of him this season.
Okay, so your top 4, you think United are going to be up there? You think Chelsea will be up there?
Yeah.
Who are the other 2?
City will definitely be up there again, and probably Arsenal. It'll probably be
no change.
It'll be exactly
what about the order
same.
then?
The order, I think Man United are going to be guns blazing. People like Rocco haven't taken off yet. Herrera's just started to.
He could be a good pick for next season, I think.
Absolutely, he's in my ones to watch. But if you could delete that from your memory, because I'm choosing him. I think that, and they certainly have built strength
so do you think United are going to win the league?
Consistency. I would be very surprised, but I think
okay.
City might be back.
So City. So you think who's going to win the league next season?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Who's going to be second?
City.
Third.
United.
And fourth, as usual,
Arsenal.
Okay.
Well done, Arsenal.
Liverpool, are they going to finish better or worse than 6th position? Because that's where they finished this season, I think.
It's very difficult to predict all this.
Or same. Well, no, that's the point of it.
I'd be surprised, and fair play to Southampton for their season, by the way. But I'd be surprised to see Southampton continue that form across seasons. But to be fair, if they do, they could become one of the biggest teams in Britain quite easily.
Even though they sell all their best players.
Well, they'd need to not do that, obviously.
Well, they did all right last season, selling their best players to
Absolutely,
Liverpool.
yeah. They got better players in, yeah.
Okay, so that's top 4. Bottom 3 next season.
Bottom 3 for next season. I think Sunderland have got to go down again eventually, haven't they?
Yeah. Or Newcastle.
I don't know how long term the whole Pardew revolution at Crystal Palace will last. Although they do seem to have some talent in their side.
So you think the 3 coming up will be alright then?
Absolutely, no way. I'm not saying that. Norwich are a very bitty team, aren't they? They'll be lucky to stay around for long. Watford, I think, are in real trouble from word go. Bournemouth, I don't know a lot about, to be honest, but they've obviously had a really strong season in the Championship. So
it'll be I read the other day when Bournemouth play in the Premier League next season, it'll be the smallest ground ever in the Premier League.
Really?
Something like 13,000 or something.
Okay.
So they're a tiny little club. The
13,000?
Something like that, yeah. And I think Watford's about 19, 20.
Yeah.
And who's the other team that come up? Norwich, they must be 20 plus, I would have thought. I'm not sure. But
I mean, all these Championship teams don't win games by keeping clean sheets, and that's something you have to be able to do in the Premiership.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah.
Unless you have got the quality to score 4 goals against Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't think Leicester this season had a particularly
they
did
clean
sheets.
They
did
they?
they?
Yeah, they did keep clean sheets.
I didn't really have. I had one Leicester defender at the beginning of the season, Liam Moore, but he lost his place.
Yeah. I had him as well under your advice, and that didn't work out very well for me.
Well, you just basically you wait for me to pick my team, and then
I'm not going to listen to you at all next season.
Right, well, 94th or worse then next season. He would have been 109th if I'd not given him a few pointers.
They got enough. They got enough clean sheets.
Okay.
Anyway.
Next up, transfers. What do we think is going to happen in this transfer window? Transfer window opens July the 1st.
Don't know.
I know we don't know, but let's predict.
Okay. Well, I heard something about Cuadrado moving from Chelsea.
He's been awful, so yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
A lot of these players just need a season or two to grow into the Premier League.
Maybe,
but
he looks so weak.
Started
He looks so
a few
weak.
games.
Yeah, true.
I would be very surprised if Van Persie stays.
You don't think he'll stay? I think he'll stay one more season.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he'll
be a second choice
player.
It'll be Rooney and I think they'll have to buy another striker.
I don't think they've got a choice, have they?
Well, I can see
can't decide
they spent 180 million last summer. They're going to spend the same again this summer.
He's clearly not going to play Rooney up front on his own, so he has to buy a striker.
Yeah.
And I think he will.
And City are going to spend again. I mean, I think there's going to be mega money spent.
City have to spend.
Now we've got that TV deal in the league where they've all got basically 100 million more than they had before.
Right.
There's going to be crazy money going.
And is there more of a spread of the games next season?
What do you mean?
Or across channels?
Well, Sky have lost the Champions League, but Premier League, I think Sky have got the most, as usual. But the Champions League games will be on BT Sport, I think.
Right. It's lucky I've got both at the moment then.
It is, yes. Well, it hasn't helped your fantasy season, but
no.
There you go. Okay. Right. Next up.
Sorry, we're still on the transfers.
Yeah.
And we didn't really discuss anything.
Well, you sort of did. You said City and United were going to sign players. And
I was thinking more from a player point of view. Do you think Kane will move? Or there's been.
I think for Kane's career, he shouldn't move because he needs another season. He's only played, as we said before, he's only played half the season.
Yeah.
He should stay and be first choice at Tottenham, but there are teams better than Tottenham who need a striker, and English players are a rare kind of commodity. They're expensive, but You know, they
Well, but as you say, he doesn't want to be one of the sort of Michael Owens of this world that smooths,
Well,
or Andy Carroll, who had an amazing season.
yeah,
and then
Michael Owen had a pretty good career really until he went to Real Madrid. Sorry,
no
until he left.
disrespect,
Until he left.
Michael.
Yeah, he may be watching.
Think
Maybe
you're
one of our
big for your boots sometimes.
yeah, he's boring commentator. That goes for
Yeah.
sure.
And that Jermaine Jimenez, I don't like him either.
Not a fan of Jermaine.
No, he was rubbish as a player.
Yeah, he wasn't great, was he? Yeah, but that doesn't stop.
Scored a
Arsenal.
couple of wonder goals, and he thinks he knows everything. You know.
Yeah, where did they call you to get you on Match of the Day, did they?
No, exactly.
No, but you'd swear.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, you did. You already swore once today.
I'd be very good, I think.
Well, yeah. He's got "do not swear" in big letters down. Okay. Right. So I think that's kind of wrapped up the Premier League season, wrapped up the FFUK Fantasy League season. A couple of things we want to talk about before we finish, but we won't keep you much longer. Firstly,
Cool.
the last week or so has been a bit crazy in the world of football and FIFA. It's all been it's all gone mental, isn't it? Really.
Yeah,
Basically, who realised that FIFA were corrupt?
You did.
I realised.
Yeah, you realised some time ago.
I did.
Actually, I remember you telling me, and I didn't really know what you're on about, but clearly he was right.
As usual.
Yeah, it's actually
Sad. It is sad.
it is upsetting. Exactly the word I was thinking of.
But I would love for people.
It completely devalues our own passion for the game.
It's a shame when the biggest sport in the world that makes the most money out of any sport, you know, the World Cup is the biggest event in the world.
It's like we're being used. We're being used.
And it's been
just like we are in
I don't have a
various
problem with the
other
odd
areas of
with
the
the odd
capitalist
watch
corporate
being given to
world,
someone and
but
the odd thing, but it's been hundreds of millions over the last 20 years, and thank God that the FBI have got involved, really, because
yeah, absolutely.
the English press did a load of stuff. No, none of the police got involved. Well, you know, they have to have broken laws. These shysters, as we call them, and they should be punished. And Sepp Blatter, it's just disgraceful the way he's been allowed to get away with it, and he's still getting away with it. He still wins an election. Who votes for Sepp Blatter when they know that his organisation is corrupt?
Well,
now,
I can answer that for you.
So they're all
if you'd like.
corrupt as well.
Well,
They
I
must
don't
be.
know.
They must
Well, yeah,
be.
in some way, or they're
They're complicit, aren't they?
I don't know if I'd go so far. I don't.
All right, then they're incompetent if they're not complicit, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I heard that it was the is it CONCACAF and
Yeah, it's non-Europe basically. All the countries around
those
the world
that have an interest in someone other than Europe,
Yeah.
or a European angle in making these decisions for world football. You know, Tonga want to be able to have just the same chance as playing football in the World Cup as Brazil.
Well, that's fine. They should have the same chance, but what they shouldn't have is the same pulling power, i.e.,
True.
you know, Germany,
Exactly.
Italy, France, Holland, England, massive nations, big
And-
World Cup
and
history,
who- exactly,
and they
and
get the
who've
one
been playing
vote.
for.
They get one vote at the FIFA thing, same as, you know, Togo or one of these tiny little countries that, let's be fair, they're never going to get to a World Cup. They get a vote in who runs the world game. It's just wrong. And
do,
also,
do you think that sort of democracy should apply to our normal politics as well? In that, you know, cleverer people should get more votes and that sort of thing.
Well, I don't really want to discuss politics with a racist like yourself. So let's not get into the UKIP thing.
Or
again.
richer people get more votes, something like that.
Well, no, because I'm not that rich.
Fine, yeah, it's difficult actually from a political point of view. But I think on the side of football, you know, would be quite fair to say that, you know, even population, you know, maybe why would you look at a country that has 500 people living in it compared to a country that has 60 million?
Well, I'm not sure where we can really go with that.
I think we could help.
Well, maybe we should be in charge, and you guys out there should probably vote for us to become in charge or something like
We
that.
need to get football
But
associations
what I
to
can
vote
say,
for us.
without any doubt, 100%, that our FFUK mini league is not corrupt at all.
No,
There's no
very
corruption
diplomatic.
involved. Completely 100% honest, and that is all down to one man.
Transparent.
Transparent, yeah. That's all down to one man, and I
It
think
is.
it's worth perhaps finishing this video with a bit of a thank you to my
Absolutely.
to my father,
Thank you, Ian.
who runs the league. He sends out the emails, he collects the money off the agents, and does a sterling job.
a massive amount of work actually through the season,
Does a sterling job.
basically for our pleasure. So yes, thank you, Ian.
So yeah, thanks, Dad, and well, roll on next season, and that's where
Absolutely.
we leave you now. So thank you for playing this season. Thank you for watching the videos. And next season we'll be back just before the beginning of the season with a bit of a preview. Pete can tell you which players he's picked, so you know which ones to avoid. And
I'm rising like a phoenix from the flames.
And what's your team name going to be called next season?
It's going to be called Phoenix Number 1.
Okay, till about week 3 where he goes season over. Alright, well thanks very much for that, and
thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys,
Thank you for
and we'll
listening.
see you again
And
next
watching.
season. Bye for now.
Bye.